How's it going, guys? Red Star Nova here, bringing y'all another chapter for Kingdom. This time will be chapter 504. And for this chapter, guys, let's see. A few things happen that I guess it's just more explaining on terms of what's going to happen once the armies get to the big city that they're going to right now is Retsubi, I believe it's called Retsubi. And that's going to be one of the where the first major battle is going to take place. And in this chapter, 10 refers it as the equivalent of the Congo Pass for Quinn. This is Zhao's equivalent of Congo Pass for Quinn. Meaning that if the Quinn break past this point, it's basically, I mean, it's not going to be a sure victory, but it means that it'll be so much easier for the Quinn to be able to get to their final destination, which is the Zhao capital. Because this is like the first big point that allows access to all of Zhao's lands. That's what Congo Pass was for Quinn, so this is what Retsubi is for the Zhao. And Quinn explains this in the chapter, and basically, at the beginning of the chapter we have Conky trying to stop those Zhao soldiers at the end of last chapter, and you see how Shin and all his, or more like his men, are all like, "Oh, is the Ousen army not going to help them? Is no one going to help them to defeat them?" And it's, referring as to Ousen as being kind of cold. But 10, and I think Shin does too, but 10 is the one that explains it in the chapter. She knows that they must not like all engage on the Zhao, because while it will, I guess, ensure their victory with less casualties, it's going to waste time. And as we know from the previous chapters, time is like of the essence right now. Like, they are very limited on time and they have to move as quickly as possible to get to the Zhao capital in the end and be able to take them down before Reboku manages to bring his forces in for reinforcements. And so 10 explains this, and everyone's like really? Like, and then Shin just says, Conky got the short end of the straw, we gotta keep moving forward. If we were to help him right now, like, it'd be like their sacrifice for, basically what he's saying is that they're sacrificing some of their men, that way they don't lose time. So if they go and help, then they're wasting that sacrifice of valuable time. So that was a good way to put it, and I really like how Shin has, I guess I haven't really talked about it, but Shin has really matured in the past couple chapters. Like, I guess ever since the Coalition arc, which was like in the 300s and forward, I feel like Shin's been maturing so much compared to what he was at the beginning of the series. And even in the first 200 chapters, Shin was not like so much different, but I feel like Shin was a lot less mature and a lot more impulsive. But now he's like more calm, and he's accepting of the decisions that the generals make and stuff like that. So I don't know, I thought that was really cool thinking about it that way. And I like how Shin's been developed throughout the whole series. And then that's like the first part, the half of the chapter, and big major stuff happening. Now on the second half of the chapter, we see the whole scene where, I guess it's more like a flashback of how Shohei-kun tells 10 that as the battle drags on, the chessboard, which is, the battlefield, is going to get more complicated. But also, at the same time, since they have these 3 armies, and each of them is kind of like an entity of their own, even though Ousen is the supreme commander and he controls all of them, there's 3 different armies, and each of them can take down an entire, can deal with an entire huge situation. So as 10 said it, and I guess 10 said it, this army can deal with 3 situations at the same time, which is really, really useful. And Shohei-kun says that if they can't use this, advantage that they have with the 3 armies to their full extent, they're not going to win the war. Which that leads us, I guess that foreshadows that Ousen is going to have something big planned. And I feel like he's going to use his armies really effectively, and I guess maybe in a way to outsmart the other generals. So I can't wait for that to happen, or something of that line to happen. And Shohei-kun explained that in the, I guess it's like a mini flashback, but it was really nice. And then after that, you have the whole camp out for the night before they actually get to Retsubi. There's just a small chit chat, saying, and Kyokai saying, "Oh, we're not gonna get there the day after tomorrow. It's gonna be tomorrow." So gets to see a little bit of Kyokai, which is always nice. I really like her character, and she's a badass fighter, as everyone knows. And finally, at the end of the chapter, we have the whole scene where they actually get to Retsubi, and Ousen and his, I guess it's his commanders that are right below him. They're saying like, we're ready to fight whenever you give the order, sir. And he's like, no, I want y'all to stay put. I want y'all to bring me Yotanwa and the Hishin units. I was like, oh shit. So now it's gonna be like the hype, guys. The hype is building up, and next chapter, like, I'm really hoping in the next chapter we finally get some actual war happening, some sieging happening, which is assuming what's gonna happen. A siege from the Yotanwa army along with the Hishin unit. And you see like the whole city. I mean, it looks big, and it has like a big wall, and I wonder how exactly they're gonna breach through and be able to defeat the city. We know that the Zhao don't, or the city of Retsubi doesn't have very many Zhao soldiers for defending it. Besides, I guess the wall is the biggest obstacle, but they don't have the reinforcements that Reboku has sent. They haven't arrived yet, so that means they made really good time, and they have the advantage at the moment. But I don't know. For some reason, I feel like everything's going too smoothly, so I have a feeling either Reboku is going to make it in time, or I guess make it before the city falls, or there is something inside the city that they were not accounting for. But besides that, Ousen choosing the Yotanwa and the Hishin unit got me hyped up, guys. I can't wait for next chapter, and I guess that's this whole mini arc of taking on this city, because I want to see how Shin has evolved and, him using his glaive. But I also think this might be some kind of, how do I put it? Maybe test, or maybe Ousen wanting to see the capabilities of Yotanwa and Shin, since we know, I mean, he's been in the same war as them, or I don't know about Yotanwa, but I know for sure that Ousen has been in the same war as, Shin during the whole coalition arc, but he didn't firsthand experience what Shin can actually do. He's heard, I'm pretty sure he's heard the stories of what Shin's unit has done, but he hasn't actually seen it. And also, if you think about it, Shin and Yotanwa have, like, even from the very beginning of the series, they've already had interactions and they've fought together. So maybe putting them together originally might have all been part of his plan, since units that have experience working together are more likely to, I guess, bring out better results or be able to do things more efficiently. So this might have all been foreshadowed from the very moment that that the Haitian unit was placed under Yotanwa. So I want to see how they work together to bring down the city, and I can't wait for the next few chapters, guys. That's about it for the chapter, though. Mostly just setup again, a lot of setup. We're getting ready to take down Retsubi and, I guess, move on forward. I wonder if the Ousen army is just gonna like stay there, or are they gonna move on? I don't think they'll move on, but they might. I don't know. We'll see in the next few chapters, guys. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That's about it for the Kingdom chapter, and I will see y'all for the next review. Peace.